All right, so hey everyone. Today we're going to tackle a topic with a couple of buzzwords that have really out there in the ether, influencer ether, in regardless of the area of expertise that people are talking about. So this is what we're talking about here is the concept of red pilling versus blue pilling, and this can apply to all sorts of industries. Agriculture, medicine, pharmaceuticals, supplements. Oh gosh, the list goes on and on. But today we're going to do this. We're going to talk about this specifically as it relates to the health industrial complex. So how can you avoid being blue pilled, and what does that actually mean? So red pilling versus blue pilling. This is a shout. A little homage back to the Matrix, if you're familiar with that movie. Taking the red pill versus the blue pill. And the way that I've arranged it here, blue pilling is kind of a way that marketing industry, they keep us in a sense of, sometimes disillusionment, complacency, contentment with the status quo or with the information, quality of the information that's being presented, as it relates to what works, what should you be taking, what direction to go, where to spend your money, all of those things. And what we want to be doing is cultivating a more critical perspective, especially when it comes to what we're investing in as it relates to our health, specifically with things like supplements, programs, health claims, you name it. So all of these things are really, really important. But I just wanted to pop in quick PSA here for early 2026 as everyone dives into your health targets, health motivated for the early part of the year. And I have my own project that I'm working on. You'll be able to follow along with that as well early this year, which is a very specific health-focused challenge, and I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to do that. But here's a few things to consider as you head into the new year to avoid being blue-pilled, and try to get yourself on the track to being a little bit more critical, a little bit more evidence-informed, and as it relates to that, what we would call open, not necessarily closed-minded to where to get your resources for information. All right, so one key thing, I'm going to highlight these in red because we want to be having that kind of red-pilled moment. What does that mean? It just means that we're really trying to open our eyes to the truth, to the science, to the information that can be easily conflated or conflicted or washed in an image that's particularly sexy or doesn't really have much foundation to it, scientific foundation to it. So once again, I'm a naturopathic doctor. I practice at an integrative health facility, and it's really important as patients come to us. My target is to make sure that they get the best information they can. There's a ton of practices out there that can, in the integrative medicine space, that can push people in some of these directions that are less, I guess we'd call them just like less evidence informed. And I have some patients who have exhibited features of that. One particular example is a patient having a supplement list, I think of about 55 supplements that this patient was on. So, buyer beware in terms of thinking that's going to apply to number 4 here. But okay, let's get started. Number 1 is follow the money. anytime there's some sort of an influencer or a product that you see come across your social media, it's really important to kind of dive in. What financial relationship has that particular person disclosed? Where are they disclosing it? Are they saying it outright? Is it hidden in their website, or is it hidden somewhere else? Well, that information is important, because have they been influenced, or has the information that they're providing you been influenced by a financial arrangement? And that's extremely important. Some of the biggest influencers in the health space have been basically, exposed on this particular topic. And I don't want to name any names, but they're right at the top of the heap. So follow the money. That's really important. Vet your sources. This always kind of loops back to number 1 too, but vetting your sources means, where are you getting this information from? Is it from the same influencer all the time that may or may not have the appropriate background, education, authority to speak on particular topics? I think the authority is a word that gets seems to get kind of tossed around somewhat nonchalantly, but it's important. Who is this person, and where's that information coming from? Is it coming from a peer-reviewed journal, or that's a trustworthy peer-reviewed journal as well? Because I know some of those have been called into question in recent years as well. So big time, vet the sources, get different takes on the particular topic that you're looking for. This is a huge one for me. I think learning the basics. When it comes to our health, there are clearly lifestyle medicine, lifestyle behavior pieces that have the science along with them that we can learn, that are going to give you a huge library of information to work off specifically for yourself, on how to just feel better, live better, perform better. And also those things tie into longevity and long-term health. So learn the basics, whatever that topic is. Find a trusted source to say, like, take a nutrition course, find a nutrition coach. When you're heading into the gym early this year, take a few sessions with a coach trainer. Learn how to do it better. Fill in your learning gaps, and wherever those are. You do not have to become an absolute authority in any of these topics to typically live well, feel well, move well. Okay, number 4, simplicity is often trumps complexity when it comes to lifestyle medicine and health behavior. Full disclosure, at my clinic, we provide a tremendous spectrum of highly complex treatments, including IVs, technological treatments that come along with these, etc. But these are things that have been vetted and used in very specific condition-specific instances. For someone who is generally well, and also trying to optimize for our performance, but optimize for our time, simplicity is so key. I mean, it's like, if we take some of that complexity out, oftentimes it saves us time. It also can provide easier tracking for what is working. So I know when it comes to fitness, simplicity and repetition can be so super boring. Same thing with our diet, same thing with our daily routine and sleep. But you know what? Boring is sexy in my mind. So when it comes to these things. So it's not that simple means easy. That's actually not what we're talking about here either. So simple is not easy. No one ever said it was, but it doesn't have to be ultra complex. Okay, number 5, and finally, play the long a statement that just want to continue to emphasize the importance that none of this happens overnight. Try to stay away from the 30-day challenges as you launch into the new year, making concessions and rationalizations over, okay, I want to get to summertime so that I can look such and such a way on the beach only during that time, and then kind of what happens after. Or we all have a really interesting way of making rationalizations. That's a human condition, and we can easily do that. It can basically shape us off of a path that has this long game in mind, and how rapidly should you expect results. And there's obviously ways that we can enhance or decrease the time frame of those results with different approaches. But if we're not talking about things like externals, different medications, etc., things like that, when it comes to health, performance, weight loss, body composition change, nutrition change, sleep change, just have your eyes on the long term. All right. So once again, I apologize if it was a little long-winded, folks, but I just wanted to throw this out here as we go in. As you'll probably keep hearing these particular words thrown around. I just wanted to kind of get you to understand a bit about what the way that I see it in the health and fitness industry. We want to be basically the typical, I guess, kind of archetype of a red-pilled person, if you've been, is you're more skeptical of claims, appropriately critical, pragmatic, self-reliant, informed. These are terms, these are adjectives that are really helpful to see which bucket you live in when it comes to analyzing health information. So you want to feel independent, grounded, empowered. All right. And that contrasts with where these companies want you to be, which is in this category, which tends to have words like, inappropriately enthusiastic about, the next thing or the next new thing that's going to make all the difference. Very trusting, hopeful, consumer driven, lacking in kind of critical investigation of the information. So think about what your kind of archetype personality is as it relates to your consumer, and also behavioral archetype as it relates to your health and the health industrial products, health industrial industry. And maybe there's something there to be said about some new targets for 2026. All right. So anyway, thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining. Follow along. Please like, subscribe, comment, send in questions, and have an awesome start to 2021.